Welcome to This Explainer. Today, we're going to unpack a totally fascinating and honestly, highly visual approach to building strong, resilient workplace cultures. We're zeroing in on what's known as the 3 C's of teamwork, and we'll be exploring a delightfully unexpected metaphor to master them. Seriously, we're going to see how a simple collection of everyday candy can completely reframe how we communicate and cooperate with our colleagues. Let's get into it. Okay, so let's just dive right in by looking at this massive pile of sweets. And we've got to ask ourselves a simple but kind of perplexing question, right? What does candy actually have to do with high-functioning teams? I mean, at first glance, it just looks like somebody's Halloween haul. But in the context of professional development, these brightly colored wrappers hold the literal secret to unlocking vulnerability, acknowledging strengths, and fostering a deeply supportive environment. The answer to our candy question lies in this really cool, highly interactive exercise developed at Benavides Elementary School. They call it the Teacher's Survival Kit Challenge. Now, rather than just handing out a boring syllabus or, a list of rules for the new year, they use these treats to build a physical, tangible foundation for collaboration. It is just a brilliant way to gamify emotional intelligence and team cohesion.
So we are actually going to build this survival kit together, right now. I want to run this workshop-style reflection with you. Let's start with a brief pause for you to just reflect on this. What is one success you are really proud of from last year? Think about a moment where you absolutely shined, or maybe a really difficult hurdle you managed to overcome. You got it? Okay, hold on to that thought.
In our survival kit, that personal success you just thought of, it's paired with a role of lifesavers. And the metaphor here is so powerful. By bringing your past victories into the present, you're reminding yourself and your team of your proven capabilities. Acknowledging those past wins can literally be a lifesaver for current team morale when things get tough. It's like your past success is the actual life ring you throw to your team when the waters get a bit choppy.
All right, as you savor that thought of success, I want you to ask yourself our next vital reflection question. What is one way a teammate can support you this year? Now, this requires a bit of vulnerability, for sure. It requires you to look ahead at your workload or your own personal stress points and honestly identify where you might stumble if you try to go it entirely alone. And that brings us to Smarties. I've got to say, this is probably one of my favorite connections in the entire survival kit. It reminds us that it takes a genuinely smart professional to recognize that asking for help isn't a sign of weakness. Actually, scratch that. It's the exact opposite. Asking for support is a strategic necessity for survival and growth. You literally have to be a smarty to know when to lean on the person working right next to you.
Next up in our workshop, we're going to flip the dynamic from asking for help to offering it. So ask yourself, what is one strength you can bring to the team this year? Really think about your unique skills. Are you the hyper-organized one? The creative brainstormer? Maybe you're the calming presence in a crisis.
This perfectly illustrates the Snickers bar in our kit. A Snickers is known for being packed with peanuts and caramel, right? It's a heavy, really substantial candy. Well, in this metaphor, it symbolizes the substantial, satisfying chunk of unique talent that you provide to fuel the group's efforts. When the team is running on empty, your specific strength is that energy boost, that Snickers bar that gets everyone across the finish line.
Now, take a deep breath and consider this next vital piece of the puzzle. The reality of any job is that not every single day is going to be a breeze. So what helps you get through a challenging day? Is it a quick walk outside, a vent session with a trusted work bestie, 5 minutes of absolute quiet time? Look, we all need a mechanism to cope with the inevitable friction of the workplace.
In our survival kit, the peppermints perfectly represent that coping mechanism. Think about what a peppermint actually does. It's cool, it clears your senses, it provides this sharp, refreshing reset. When the daily pressure is super high and the temperature in the room is rising, knowing your own peppermint strategy and understanding the resetting strategies of your teammates is absolutely critical to avoiding burnout.
But let's go a step further, shall we? What is one strategy you use to stay positive during stressful situations? Notice how we're moving from simply, just getting through a challenging day to actually maintaining a positive mindset during acute stress. This right here, this is all about active resilience.
Here is where we add a large jar of M&Ms to our survival kit. Why M&Ms, you ask? Because they're a super colorful reminder of the incredibly diverse, varied strategies a team uses to maintain that resilient mindset. Just as every M&M in that jar is a different color, every single member of your team has a different, colorful way of processing stress and finding the silver lining. When you pool all those diverse strategies together, you get this rich collective resilience that protects the whole entire team.
Finally, for the very last item in our kit before we share our findings with the group, what is one unique thing about you that your teammates may not know? This goes way beyond your professional skills or your stress responses. This is about you as a human being. What's your hidden hobby, your strange talent, or your unique background?
The starburst captures this beautifully. A starburst represents that sudden, unexpected burst of individual personality that just makes the team dynamic so much richer. When it's time for a team share-out, revealing these starburst moments transforms a group of colleagues into a community of actual people. It builds empathy, and empathy, well, that's the absolute bedrock of trust. Moving on to synthesizing the core concept, the 3 C's.
All of those bite-sized, candy-coated reflections we just did, they're actually building toward this, the secret glue holding our entire survival kit together. This incredibly charming, hand-drawn poster asks, what is teamwork? And it answers it with the 3 C's. Every single piece of candy we just unwrapped was specifically designed to exercise one of these 3 crucial muscles.
Those foundational 3 C's are communication, cooperation, and courage. These are the absolute essential ingredients required to, as the poster says, share bright ideas with one another. Think about it for a second. It takes communication to express your needs. It takes cooperation to pool your diverse Snickers bar strengths together. And most importantly, it takes courage to be vulnerable, to ask for help like a smarty, and to share your unique starburst traits.
What I really love about this framework is that it doesn't just leave you hanging with abstract concepts. The poster actually gives us specific, actionable phrases to activate these C's. Phrases like, I like that you, what if we, or could we try? Notice the little speech bubble on the poster that says, use words. It's a direct call to action, urging us to actively communicate rather than keeping all our bright ideas locked away in our heads.
Ultimately, unwrapping these concepts and putting them into daily practice leads directly to what they call our commitment to soar. When a team is fully equipped with their survival kit, when they truly understand each other's strengths and stressors, and when they actively practice communication, cooperation, and courage, they elevate the entire team's potential to entirely new heights. They stop just surviving, and they literally begin to soar.
As we wrap up this explainer, I want to leave you with one final thought to chew on as you head into your next shift, your next meeting, or that big project. What unique strength are you bringing to your team's survival kit this year? Remember, a team is only as strong as the ingredients inside it, so be courageous, communicate your value, and let's get out there and build something great together. Thanks so much for joining me on this deep dive.